All right, next we're gonna go over how to set up our 3-compartment sink. Remember that the 3-compartment sink is what's used in a professional kitchen. Obviously, we don't have 3 sinks here in our kitchen, but we've set up our own system for a 3-compartment sink. You can tell which direction the 3-compartment sink goes in your particular lab unit based on which side the drying rack is on, because the drying rack is always going to be on the clean drain board side. All right, so we're going to start with your white bucket is going to be filled halfway with the hottest water that you can get out of the faucet, and then to that you're going to add some dish soap. Now this is what it looks like now, but remember, we might use a different kind of dish soap later on in the year. So look for what says dish soap. And you want to put a very good squirt of dish soap in there. Okay, it should definitely change the color of the water, not just a tiny little squirt. And then swish it around to get it nice and soapy. Right? Then we're going to leave the second sink empty, and that's what we're going to use for rinsing our dishes. The 3rd sink is going to be our red bucket. Now you'll notice that my clean towels are here. I'm always going to put your clean towels on your counter. You want to always make sure that they stay on the clean side of your sink and that they don't go over to the dirty dish drain side. So this is going to be our sanitizing station. And again, we're going to be using our sanitizer. This sanitizer, the back-free sanitizer, is a quat sanitizer. So it's 4 times, quat meaning 4, okay? And there's a 1/2 inch mark on here, and we're going to squeeze the bottle until it fills to the 1/2 ounce mark. And then we can pour that right in. One word of warning, you want to make sure you put the sanitizer in after you add the water, or it's going to get really soapy and foamy just like the dish soap. And then to this, we're going to add one of our dishcloths, and then we're going to add our 3rd one into our wash station. And now we're set up for cleaning. So now we're at the end of the lab and it's time to start cleaning up. Let's take a look at what we're going to do to clean up at the end of the day. All right, so we have here a workstation, and clearly it's got some gunk on it. So we need to make sure that we clean that up. And we're going to start first by removing with a paper towel any solid debris that we have. We're going to clean up, get as much off as we can. And then we're going to follow that up with a spray of our lemon lance. Lemon lance. That's going to go down, and we're going to spray the entire table. And again, we're going to use a paper towel. And you want to be systematic with how you wipe down. You want to go back and forth in a motion like this so that you make sure you're hitting every spot on the table. If you go in little circles, you're bound to miss somewhere. Okay? Make sure you get around the edges. And you're going to follow this same procedure with the countertops. After you have washed your counter with the detergent, you're going to come with your green bucket. Now this is important because if I just take it and I go like this, and then I try to wipe down my table, I'm going to end up with puddles of water on it. And we don't want that. So we're going to take it and we're going to wring it out really well. Make sure you've got it wrung out really well before we wipe it down. What we're doing now is we're removing any detergent residue that's on our table. Okay. Once we've done that, we're going to come back with our third step, which is our sanitizer. Okay, and again, we're going to wring this out really well. Let me show you what happens if I don't wring it out really well. If I don't wring it out really well and I start cleaning, you're going to get these puddling effect. And as it dries, it's going to stay that way. And it's going to take a long time for it to dry. But if I use two hands and I wring it out really well, it should be almost dry. You shouldn't have any drips. And make sure you lay out your cloth nice and flat. Don't use it in a ball. And again, back and forth. The table is still damp with the sanitizer, but it's not going to leave any streaky residue on it. All right? And then we put the cloth back into our sanitizer bucket. We let this air dry. Okay? Now, we're over here at our sink. We have finished washing, and we have finished washing all of our dishes. So what do we do to clean up here? There is a system. It's important that you follow the system. The first thing is that you're going to dump out the green bucket of water. And you're going to dump that out into the rinse sink. And that's going to bring any kind of residue that might have been in the sink from draining vegetables or things like that from the washing, not from the washing process, but from the cooking process. That's going to bring that all to the drain. And then you're going to clean out the drain, and you're going to make sure you get rid of any kind of solid debris that's in the drain. And then you're going to throw out your little red towel. Okay? Then you're going to take your wash bucket, and you're going to dump your wash bucket into the sink. You're going to take your towel. You're going to wipe out your white bucket, and the outside of your bucket is going to be kind of gross too. So we're going to take our cloth and we're going to wipe down the outside of our container, and then we're going to put it upside down in our drying rack. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sanitizer, wring out our sanitizer cloth. If you have any bubbles left in your sink, use cold water to get rid of them. Then you're going to take half of your sanitizer and you're going to pour it into the wash sink, and the other half is going to go into your rinse sink. Now, your dishes should be clean when they go into the sanitizer, so your sanitizer bucket should be clean. And all you need to do is turn it over. That's going to help them drain and dry, right? That leaves you with an empty sink that should also be clean. Before you do this next step, you need to check with your lab mates. Make sure that they have all finished washing and sanitizing their tables. If they have all finished washing and sanitizing their tables, you're going to take your small sanitizer bucket, empty that out. These buckets go under the sink. And then you're going to take one of your drying towels. They're going to be damp from drying all your dishes, but they'll still be usable. And now you're going to dry off your sink. You're going to go all the way around the outside. You're going to get the handle, you're going to get the faucet, and then you're going to get the inside of your sink. Remember, bacteria loves moisture. So we want to get rid of as much moisture as we possibly can. And that makes sure we get rid of any of those tiny little bits of food that might have gotten trapped somewhere. When all of that is done, I will check your kitchen. And once I've done that, you can take all of your laundry and put it into our laundry bin. That's how you do a 3-compartment sink.